play time after time again. There's about 4 different Karingal players and only 1 Chelsea player. Someone's got to help out here. And he's just going to take it over the line. They'll be happy with the stoppage. Jackson Burke, been at Karingal since 2016, was a Frankston Rover beforehand. He played a game of under-19s back in round 2 against Devon Meadows, I believe. So, bit of sloppy footy here as Anseline tries to get it further towards goals. Players still being brought back from the ball. And Chelsea are just really lacking any composure here. The balls are running riot. Just sockers it off the ground, goes nowhere. Brooks missed the tackle. But Karingal have looked just as sloppy. Enters inside 50. Oh, no mark taken, just tapped it. Couldn't get the sitter. And they're going to hurriedly clear the ball out of the 50. Should be a mark here. Just is. By Lachlan Chambers. So then it's kicked over the top to Gibbons, who had a set shot earlier on in this quarter. Assesses his option and has a bit of patience, goes down the line. Got to be careful it doesn't go out on the full here, and it won't, but will just roll over the boundary line. So due to technical difficulties, we won't be able to have the scoreboard up today, so I'll keep you updated. It still remains at 63-7, Karingal leading if you're just joining us. Try to dish it off by hands, but it hit a foot. Now here goes Chambers, just trying to kick the footy to himself almost. Courtney Dempsey-like, you might say. And no one really attacking the footy here. It's just been fairly slow, sloppy play. Oh, don't argue, that was clean. There from Brown, who's had a couple of possessions early in the third term. They run onto the footy. Someone needs to lead out as an option. Here's Burke over the top. This should be a goal. In fact, it will be. Tommy Nick Olds had a shot earlier before in the third quarter, and now just a couple minutes later is able to strike as Karingal now at 9:15, 69 to Chelsea's 1-1-7. The scoreboard, of course, sponsored by Chisholm Sports Academy. So Chelsea have looked good at moments, but just haven't been able to regain possession. The defensive work rate's just been a little bit off. But they're able to juggle it onto the foot there and get out. But the run from the Bulls is way better. Kick it down the line. Contested ball there. No one was able to win it now. Keeps it in bounds somehow. Enters inside 50. That's actually a very nice looking kick. On line, no mark taken. Getting ever so close towards the boundary line. And it will be a stoppage. So ball will be thrown in from the boundary line. Chelsea looking to get their second goal of the game, something they still haven't been able to get just yet. Only have the 2 scoring shots so far. Players pushed in the back. That should be a free kick. Actually, it's in danger. And it will go in the way of the Seagulls. So now it is Luke Sutton to line up for a set shot. Sutton, 86 games. Been a Seagull his entire career, yet to kick a goal this season, so this would be his first. Be a nice accomplishment. Gets awfully close to the mark. That's a great kick on goal though, and the Seagulls get around him. Just about one of the best set shots you actually see in footy there. Maybe apart from getting awfully close to the man on the mark. And Chelsea continue their good stretch in this third quarter. 9 minutes in. So halfway through this third term, scoreboard reads 9:15-69 to Chelsea's 2-1-13 on your Chisholm Sports Academy scoreboard. In a windy Sunday afternoon that has been wreaking havoc for either side. Karingal, as I mentioned before, looking likely to book a final spot today. Berwick are the only side that could trouble Karingal in booking a finals ticket, but Chelsea just haven't been good enough today, so cleared out of this middle of the ground. That was nice. Oh, that might go the entire distance. Oh, just off. Goes to the right of face, but that was a great clearance there from Isaac Remedios. So plays on out of the box, sends a high kick, and it's just nowhere near his target. So we'll have another stoppage out of bounds. Thrown in, tapped out, it's to no one's advantage, but he will run for it. Gibbons and takes over the line, decides to go the safe option. Really high boundary throw in there, was really short though for the ruckman, but Karingal can move, so dished off by hands. It's collected again by the Seagulls. Just a pack of plays here. No one's really getting two hands on it, just more or so tapping it about. Eventually Karingal end up with it. They can move from here. Burke chasing towards the footy, knocks over his opponent. They're out here, the Bulls. Kicks it over the top, looking for Tommy Nicholds. Duke's back on the right. That's a great find in the bad conditions as well. So then he takes his time, kicks it with the right, and oh, that's a nice mark taken. No contested work, and there's a little bit of argy-bargy here. And it's just one Bull versus one Seagull. Players now all streaming in to separate it. A lot of push and shove. Umpires just trying to settle things down. Could be a 50-metre penalty, you'd think. But we'll see what the umpire's call is. No, it won't be. So, taking his full 30 seconds here, the Karingal Bull. Once again, another number we don't have on our team sheet, so we do apologise for that. Struts forward. That's a great looking goal. Clean set shot, and Karingal get their 10th major of the game. If you're just joining us, it's Karingal leading 10-15, 75, Chelsea 2-2, 14 on your Chisholm Sports Academy scoreboard. It's been a rough day for Chelsea, and we've had a rough season, have the Seagulls. As I mentioned before, only the one win against Berwick Springs, which was a 95-point victory. Just sit on the ladder with 19%. Gibbons has played really well in this third quarter, hasn't he? No mark taken. Try to sock it off the ground to the advantage of a teammate. So just more soccering going on. Karingal defense just looking over the ball, trying to get it out. They eventually doing cleanly as well, but it was a drop mark there. So kicking on the boundary line and out in the full there after a poor kick from Patton. So Chelsea just taking the time here. They've been fairly methodical with their play other than a couple centre clearances. Mark almost ended up in the hands. Karingal with a better on the day though. Mark not taken once again, this time by Mick Williams. They're going to pay the mark there. He dropped that though. The umpire suddenly called play on, so dodges some traffic, does Valentine. Gets it out to centre wing. Chelsea push forward. On the left, turns it right over. But, geez, a couple of dropped marks here in this third term. Needs to get rid of it before he's caught up. Does. Just clears it out of the centre. Another mark taken, this time at centre wing once again. Got Brooks there screaming for an open. Goes further towards the boundary line. They should enter inside 50 here. Getting closer and closer to goal. No mark taken once again, so players just running for the ball, snaps around the corner. Should be a turnover, and that's a good defensive mark. Taken by Lewis Williams, 101 games played, first year with Chelsea after spending 7 years with Morty Alec. Chelsea should get out here, in fact they do, but it will be a turnover, so Karingal have the opportunity to move down again. Chelsea somehow were victors in that contest though, and there's a lot of turnovers in this third term, so another inside 50 entry. Who's got the ball? Karingal do. Out by hands. Dribbles it across, and that's another major. This time coming from the assistance of Josh Patton, who's just started playing footy with Karingal last year. 19 games in to his career, and kicks his first. That may actually be his first goal this year. In fact, it is. So Patton able to hit the scoreboard with a major for the first time this season, as we are nearing the end of the top 8 Chisholm season. So knocked around in the middle, pushes out. Just was in front of the Seagull there, but couldn't win the contest. However, has just missed some opportunities with their marking. And a free kick. So Anseline, shocking kick. Just went off right off the side of the boots. Plays hit the ground. That's a heavy knock for the Seagull there. We'll try to see who that is by his number. Then here comes, once again, the Bulls. How has he dropped that? Right in the middle. Right in the middle, couldn't complete the chest mark. And now goes over for a rush behind. And whoever got that head knock seems to be fine now. He's up and off the ground, but really slammed his head into the field there. So mark is spoiled. Players go chase for it. Handballs it out into space, but Karingal should get it to it if they read the footy right. They don't. That's all picked off cleanly by Jackson, who pushes forward. Try to find a teammate in Rutland, but was just a bit too slow for the kick and the wind. We'll have another stoppage inside Chelsea's forward 50. Only 3 minutes left in this contest in the third term. So another high, short boundary throw in. Taps along the ground once again, just trying to paddle it along. Eventually works out to their advantage. They're still not picking it up. Eventually get two hands on it. That's a good looking kick. It drifts back. Nicely done there by Luke Sutton. Kicked fairly off to the left, but the wind was able to push it back all the way over to the right, and Chelsea have played a much better quarter. Karingal still up by 62 points, 11-16, 82. Plays Chelsea's 3-2-20. So players getting prepared in the middle of the ground, ready to resume hostilities. Ball's thrown up, taps it along, pushes out, snaps it out of the pack. The forwards for Karingal are moving here, but the ball went over the shoulder. They can still win here. Powers through. Is he going to get off in time? Has he missed that directly in front? In fact, he has. Was only out about 15 metres and was just a bit rushed on the kick. Kicked it to his left. Karingal missed an opportunity there. They've scored 17 behind the Bulls, so they've been fairly inaccurate. Be something to train on during practice. So it's kicked forward. Gibbons presents, then turns around off the mark and kicks a long one down the line. Just goes into space. It'll be tapped over. We'll have another throw in. Disposing that was Noah Bailey. So players lose control. Karingal able to exit again. Brooks read it perfectly. Just trying to charge through. Could be holding the ball. Umpire doesn't agree. So taps along the ground by Jackson. It's going to get out to Karingal. Whether they're able to dispose of it effectively is another question. They're out now here, the Bulls. And there goes the siren for three-quarter time. It's Karingal leading 11 goals, 17 to 83 to Chelsea's 3-20 at three-quarter time. It's looking like Karingal will get the chockies and book a final spot. Don't leave, we'll be right back. So welcome back to Match of the Rounds in the AFL Southeast Top Age Chisholm League. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Bailey Allen. And as we go into this final quarter, it is Karingal leading 11-17-83. Chelsea 3-2-20 in what has been a blowout. Karingal all but destined to book themselves a final spot now. Even if they do lose next week, they should be all good. Berwick too far back now in 5th position. But nonetheless, spins out of the pack, does a ball, just trying to get chase of the footy, soccering it in the mud. Another soccer, just trying to kick it out to his advantage. Players just decide to go for each other instead of the ball. It's holding the ball. Jay saw that was a bit stiff. Didn't have much prior, but it was still a great tackle laid by Gibson, or Gibbons, I should say. So, can't really critique that. Kicks down the line. There should be a mark taken. But no, just led a little bit too far into the pack, and he's really in a world of hurt. Who is that? It is Jackson. He's able to run it off, though. Nonetheless, Karingal, clear it out. Should be a mark here. Oh, goes right over the top. Can they get back there in time? No, they won't. We'll go off to the right for just the point. So, long high kick out of full back. Oh, picked nicely off by Burke. Far too good on that occasion. Plays on. Tries to find an open option. Oh, was going further away from the ball, and now he looks to be in a bit of pain. Dribbles it. No one can get it. Oh, kicks it over the head. How clever is that? Little bit cheeky as well. Yeah, from Tommy Nicholds. Once again, that's another goal for him. It's probably been the best goal we've seen yet. Kicked it over the back of his head. Almost like Matthew Pavlich. So the lead is now put out to 70 points. So ball up in the centre square. Karingal able to win the hit outs. Now bulling through is Burke. Handballs it right to a Chelsea seagull though. Mark isn't taken. Taps it right over to an opponent. Anseline. He just dribbles it along the middle. Here comes Jackson. Charges through. Tries to find any option. No mark taken by either side. Picked up by Karingal, but Seagulls get it back. Going close towards the boundary line. Got to read it right here to not get a stoppage. He was held a little bit there, but probably not enough. The ball trickles over the boundary line. And as you can probably hear through my mic, the wind is causing havoc here today. Around about 30 kilometres per hour, not the greatest conditions for footy. Karingal somehow get it out. Look at all the open space for the Bulls. They can move along the wing here, just got to pick it up correctly. And oh no, that is unfortunate. Just try to kick it to himself, and in fact then just kicked it out of bounds. So we've seen a couple high, short boundary throw-ins today. And they're out here. Again, the ball's just going through the middle. And they clear it, going inside 50. No one's got to it, trying to tap to his teammate there. They eventually get it, snaps it on the left. Is it got enough to come back? No, not quite. The Karingal have now kicked their 19th behind of the game. The Chelsea play on. That just goes right back over the boundary line. No mark taken. So boundary throw in. Taps it. Gets it to himself. Now to a teammate who shrugs an opponent off. Snaps it around the body and it goes through. Flexes his arm out to the crowd. If you're a Karingal fan, you're awfully happy at the moment. A great around the body kick by Taylor Valentine. That's his 4th goal of the year for him. So nearly at triple digits here, the Bulls. If you're just joining us, the scoreboard reads 13-19-97 to 3-2-20. Karingal leading by 77 points on your Chisholm Sports Academy scoreboard. Ball thrown up, tapped out cleanly by the ruckman. Now it's going towards that really tricky mud patch. Jackson was able to play it perfectly though. The kick wasn't clean. Had a lot of obstacles to get through. Trying to push through. It should be in the back, in fact it is. Goes towards Karingal. Kicking out towards centre wing. Will that kick go the distance? It will, but wasn't just accurate enough for a clean chest mark. They've got numbers here, the Bulls. The red and white. Kick it out on the right. And picked off cleanly by McWilliams. Now Gibbons, I missed another one. There's another fight going here on the boundary line. There's been a couple of those in the second half. Trainers pushing each other away as tensions flare between these two clubs. Trainer still just discussing there with his player. Just composing him, ensuring everything is going to be alright. Punches it out of the ruck. Eventually gets it out. Just had to snap it across though. Gets it inside 50. Can they create something out of nothing here, the Bulls? Here's Brooks directly in front. About 15 or so out. And if he adjusts his kick to the weather accordingly, he should be able to slot this through. No problem, Kyan Brooks. Almost no run-up. And no problems on the kick either. So now have entered triple digits. Have Karingal 103-20. 83-point lead in favour of the Bulls. Getting close to that halfway mark through this 4th quarter. So ball thrown up once again as we resume hostilities. Burke, always dangerous for this Karingal Bulls side. Pushes through the pack. And then there was Jackson who was able to get it loose, but still ended up with Karingal in the end. Now they play on off a mark. Brooks is wide open, but the kick wasn't to him. Should get the handball here, but decides to go for a run. Kick sets, and goes for a minor score. Point 20 for Karingal. 14-20, 104 to 3-2-20 on your Chisholm Sports Academy scoreboard. It's been a rough day for Chelsea to add on to, unfortunately, a rough season for them. So kick from fullback went nowhere in the end. Karingal Rucks just dominating. Gibbons couldn't do much on that occasion. Is able to pick up the ball though, and Burke. Oh, sorry, it was Brooks actually who laid a really nice tackle on that occasion. They spill it out. Here's Valentine. Finds a man, should be a goal. It is. Oh, no, he's missed it. So Karingal have missed a couple easy ones today. There's Tom Barth. Misses one on a slight angle from about 15 out. So straight back with Karingal. Defence just hasn't been good enough for Chelsea today, but they miss again, Karingal. So that's now 22 behinds for Karingal. They've actually scored more behinds than Chelsea have scored points. If we were just counting the behinds, Karingal would be leading this game by 2. Now 10 minutes through this final term. It's kicked out. Karingal shouldn't have any worries entering back inside, but a free kick's been given away for in danger, I believe. It'll be Tyler Jackson looking to take the kick. Centres it. Oh, almost a drop mark there. Was careful. Was Isaac Remedios. Then he finds another teammate. This time from Kobe No. Gibbons, he's been excellent for Chelsea in this second half. Trying to find any teammate, but no one's open. He's brought over the line. So Valentine spins around and snaps it on the boots. Should be out of bounds on the fall. Oh, it just remained inside though. Lucky for Chelsea, for Karingal. Karingal have just been so dominant on a bitterly cold Sunday afternoon. Nice kick, and once again, just another minor score. Now at 23 behind. So if you're the coach of Karingal, you're certainly practicing on the accuracy. Because today it's just, I know it's been a big win, 87 points. It's a great margin. The kicking has just not been good enough. You'd want a bit more. The wind controls this one. Another stoppage. So ball up. Or sorry, I should say throw in. Karingal just have been so good at contested footy today. Another boundary throw in. The boundary umpires getting their work in today for sure, as the wind continues to push this Sharon over the boundary line. So exits out of the pack. Barely had the footy. Umpire will actually call high before Brooks is able to steamroll through the traffic and kick a goal. Chelsea, once again, teammate couldn't mark it. Try to find the boundary line. Oh, heavy head knock there. And there's more pushing. Jackson is getting really into the Karingal player there. So out at centre wing. Oh, and there's more fighting here. Umpires are just going to ignore it. Burke, who is absolutely covered in mud. Big bomb forward. Oh, no mark taken. Have the numbers though. And just another crowd forming at the boundary line. So these two teams and their behaviour is just getting a little bit out of hand. Karingal were paid the free kick though. 13 and a half minutes in. So he'll begin to stride in and kick a straight one. So Karingal, it's been a great day. Getting up at about 93 points now, the margin. Only 6 minutes left in this round 13 contest in Premier Division D. Karingal had a really poor start to the season. They were in Division C. They were then moved down by the league to D and have booked themselves a ticket into finals. A great accomplishment. And they should be a team to look out for as well. They beat Fountain Gate, who are on top of the ladder. So taps out. A rare hit-out win by the Seagulls. But here's Clark. Hits his man right on the chest. What a strike. But then they play on. And goes for goal. But no, just off to the left. So only 5 minutes left in this one. More pushing and shoving from those two sides. That destination there at the half-forward flank has been a bit of a hot spot. Just tries to swing his arm across the ground to get possession of the footy. Now a bit of soccering. He's going to turn around. Jukes one, turns around, bang! Valentine again has been quite creative with his use of the football. And it now is 100 points, the difference between these two sides. Chelsea yet to score in this fourth term with 4.5 minutes left. 16-24, 120 for Karingal. Plays 3-2-20 for Chelsea on your Chisholm Sports Academy's scoreboard. So the ruck work's been a bit better for Chelsea in this quarter, to be honest. It's just continued to tap around. Gibbons was lurking for Chelsea. Another inside 50 entry and a mark taken once again. It plays on. Has that gone through as well? It certainly has. The absolute cheek of it. It was quite clever. But backed it up as well with a nice goal. It's now 106 points. What's been an ugly day for the Seagulls. So dying minutes upon us. Karingal should be proud of themselves for the performance they've put on today. Their inaccuracy should be looked at, but wasn't a major problem in the end, as Chelsea just weren't good enough. So handball backwards by Jackson. Fans calling for ball. Karingal have had a lot of the footy, continue to drop it. Umpire eventually gives in and calls it. So Jackson will get his opportunity in the short sleeve Guernsey, something you don't see very often, maybe unless you're talking Geelong Cats pre-season jerseys. So it's marked, going through the middle. No mark taken again. It was had a perfect opportunity, and now they can go through the wing. A passage they've enjoyed all day. That's a great tackle though. That's got to be holding the ball, and it is. Great chase from Chambers. Just after a great chase down by Chambers, he strolls back and it's picked off by Burke. Down a half back. Plays on. Less than 2 minutes in this one now. Long high kick. He's been renowned for that today. Swings around the Bulls player, takes a bounce. He's got many open options. Will this be one though? It will. A clean mark. Taken uncontested. And as I mentioned earlier in the third term, there is no 17 in our team sheet, so we do apologise that we cannot inform you of who this player is. But he'll take his time. Just draw down the clock a little bit in the final minute of play. Karingal to extend it to 112 or 107, and it will be the latter. So the fullback kick will be taken by Brodie Neville. Just the 25 games played, came over from Morty Alec after 2021 and is spending 2022 with Chelsea. Hadn't played footy in 9 years before last year. He was an under-9s player for the Pines in 2012. Now on a tough angle, snaps it. That could be the goal of the day if it makes it, but it won't. The 26 behinds now for Karingal. And play shouldn't resume as We're now down to 5 seconds left of play. And I think the ball's actually gone into someone's backyard. So siren goes. And it's been a dominant win for Karingal. Winning this one by 108 points. Your Chisholm Sports Academy scoreboard reads 17-26, 128 to Chelsea's 3-2-20 at the end of this game. In a drama-filled second term that was presented to you. But Karingal now most certainly going to finals. Berwick's season is done. And the finals are locked in. Karingal being the final team to earn a spot. And as for Chelsea, their percentage would once again take another hit, only at 19% on the ladder. And it would go down further after this game, which is unfortunate. But that will do us all for this AFL Southeast Top Age Chisholm live stream. We want to thank Harrison Carbis, who has been running the stream and has been on the camera work. He's been terrific. And I've been your play-by-play commentator, Bailey Allen. It was the visitors, Karingal Bulls, beating Chelsea 128-20.